So I'm here very much to support this very, very worthy cause and hope that our government will be among those that help to bring an end to the rulers of the current government of Iran, so that we will have peace.
Now it's spoken openly about the regional destabilisation and terrorism, and now it's stood up for the fact that they're investing huge amounts of money in nuclear ambitions, and yet that money could be invested in other ways. And one of the saddest things about what's happening in your country is that you've got these technical people, doctors, driving taxis to make a living, when they could be investing all that resource, just as they could be doing in this country.
For many years I've supported the cause of human rights and freedom in Iran, working with my colleagues in the Parliament and with the NCRI, and it's been a real, and Madam Rajavi in particular, to advance her democratic 10-point platform. That platform, that 10 points, would be the very thing that we would love to see happening. I'm also very proud to stand with you again today and fully endorse the recommendations from this meeting as reiterated by the Chairwoman Nagma in her opening remarks. And particularly, I urge our government to proscribe the IRGC immediately.
I have a huge respect for Maryam Rajavi and for the work that she is carrying out. I appreciate that there are nuances within the Iranian democratic movements that may or may not always agree with her, but I do. I think she's an extremely courageous woman. I want to see her being allowed to come here and address the House of Commons as soon as possible, Houses of Parliament, not just the House of Commons, as soon as possible, because I believe that her presence here would send a very clear message.
They have inched closer and closer to the point where now 20 terrorist plots orchestrated by the regime have been foiled by the UK security services. They have now reached our land. Ladies and gentlemen, if we agree that the Iranian regime is the biggest threat to global security and that all roads lead back to Tehran, then surely the only solution is to target the very heart of this terrorism, the head of the snake. That starts with the prescription of the IRGC, which is the main killing machine of the Iranian regime, both inside Iran and globally.
Why can't we apply it in a democratic countries? And IRGC, for example, a terrorist entity, they're still running, they're still coming here. And the last point I want to make, the threat here I was talking in the beginning, near the place that I live, in Borough of Barnet, and I spoke this, and I told my local MP about it.
Dear friends, it's the time to move beyond the unproductive pattern of the past and try for a better future. By overcoming the barrier, we can move forward, guiding our country toward development, justice, and progress. The obstacles include: 1, designate the IRGC as a terrorist organization. 2, closing the regime's embassy, which acts as a center for terrorist activities. 3, recognize the Iranian people's right to resist the regime and support Maryam Rajavi's 10-point plan. Long live Iran, and long live the people united for a brighter future.
The UK, as a permanent member of the Security Council and respected international voice on human rights, can and should lead the way by the government working with allies to implement the following. 1, ask and secure the establishment of an international accountability process as recommended by UN experts to hold the regime to account for these unlawful executions and crimes against humanity under international law and, where possible, under universal jurisdiction. 2, refer Iran's appalling human rights record at the Security Council and mandate the International Criminal Court or an international tribunal to investigate and prosecute the regime for these atrocities. 3. Include this demand in the annual UN General Assembly resolution on Iran, which is currently being drafted by the UK and allies at the UN Third Committee. 4. Cooperate with the Iranian Democratic Opposition, the NCRI, National Council of Resistance of Iran, and activists who are campaigning for accountability, and join thousands of parliamentarians around the world in officially supporting the global campaign No to Executions, spearheaded by the NCRI, and No to Executions Tuesdays by political prisoners.